Hello friends, this is Styx and today I am going to do a redraw of the Meet the Artist tag that I did almost exactly a year ago. I'm hoping I can do this every year so that I can track my art progress and see what's changed in my life, and I just think it'll be a fun thing to do. So yeah, this will be the second installment of the annual Meet the Artist tag. I hope you enjoy! I thought I could start by just listing a few of the about me things so that you know the basics of who I am and what my situation is. My name is Kate. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I am getting close to that 40 mark. I'm not quite there yet. So I'm probably older than your average art YouTuber, but I'm definitely a kid at heart, and I still love all the things I used to love when I was younger, like video games and fantasy books and geeking out about TV shows and being in fandoms. Not much has changed with my personality. Maybe I never grew up, or maybe that's just how it is when you're getting older. You don't change, but everything around you changes. I don't know. I am married. My husband's name is Matt, and we have 4 kids between us. So I have 2 daughters from my first marriage who are currently 17 and 15. And then my husband and I have a son together who is currently 10. And my husband has a daughter from his first marriage, so I'm a stepmom also. Due to visitation schedules and co-parenting, we don't always have all 4 of them with us at the same time, but when we do, we love our full house, and it can be quite crazy and fun at the same time. We also have 7 pets. So we have 3 dogs and 4 cats. So our house can get pretty full, but it's one of those happy full houses, where everybody's here and it's can get wild and noisy, but it's just fun. So we're definitely busy sometimes, but it's all worth it. I was only able to draw one of my pets in this picture today just for time and space issues, but maybe next year I'll be able to draw more of them, or a different one at least. Those are probably the basics. If you want to find out more facts about me, you can check out last year's Meet the Artist video. I'll go ahead and link to that in the card because it has a lot of just random facts about me, and it's kind of fun to watch too. Okay, now I'll move on to discussions about the artwork itself. So getting started with this, my goal this year was to show my improvement that I've made over the year based on, the last year's Meet the Artist versus this year's Meet the Artist, and to show that via the pose and the expression, how much it actually looks like me, and how well it was carried out overall. As with last year, I still took some artist liberties with how nice my hair looks and how big my eyes are. That's definitely more of a style choice than it is a realistic choice. But my style is kind of cartoony, and I wanted to be true to that because that's who I am. And that's what I do with my art. So I definitely wanted this to be done in my style, but I wanted it to be more true to how I look in real life also, because I felt like last year I didn't nail that very well at all. And since I wanted to have this be a yearly redraw, I thought it might be too boring to just kind of talk about myself in general, because it would be pretty much the same every year. Not much changes with my, overall personality. So instead, I thought I would list some things that are currently on my mind, that are currently in my repertoire of favorite things to do and listen to and eat and drink and all that, and some things that are currently going on in my life that I don't like so much. Also, something that's changed this year is that I didn't draw the contents of my purse or my bag because I just carry basically my wallet in my purse and sometimes my phone if I don't have a pocket in my pants. So it would be really boring. So instead I thought I'd draw myself with my cute little kitty Eva. Don't tell my other cats, she's probably my favorite. Shh, I'm trusting you to keep my secret. I almost wish I had picked one of my other cats though, because have you ever tried to color a Torby cat? She's like a tabby tortoiseshell mix, and man, I had trouble getting her to look like herself, and she still doesn't really. You'll see later when I do her coloring and everything, but not easy. So, some of the things that have changed this year versus when I did this last year. Oh man, a lot has changed. Probably the biggest one is that I'm now currently a freelance artist working from home. Hopefully that will continue to be the case. I absolutely love it with every fiber of my being. Another thing that's changing is that my eldest daughter is entering her senior year of high school this year in less than a month, actually more like a week and a half. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it, you guys. This is crazy. They say time flies, with your kids, and I've never heard a more true statement. And my second daughter isn't far behind her. She will be a sophomore this year. So, oh man, the near future is going to bring a lot of changes just by those two things alone. This is also my son's last year of elementary school, so he'll be heading to middle school next year. And then I won't have any more kids in elementary school ever. So I'm extra grateful for this time I get to spend at home doing freelance, because it means I get to see them more while I'm here, and that's especially valuable to me right now as all of these changes are upcoming in the future. Anyway, since this is a speed paint and it goes by a little fast, I thought I might talk about what I wrote down for my current faves and my current hates. Starting with the faves, I couldn't make a faves list without including Dr. Pepper because it is my one true love. That really hasn't changed, but I needed to include it anyway. So then I also put Elo sketchbooks on there because I'm really enjoying playing with mine. I love the shape of it. I love the thick paper and the fact that you can use different mediums on it. Yeah, there's nothing about it I don't like so far. So I'm really enjoying working towards my goal of filling a sketchbook with my Elo sketchbook. I also have to give a big shout out to audiobooks. I've been addicted to those for a while now, and being able to listen to an audiobook at night as I'm trying to go to sleep has been about the only thing helping me get to sleep on the nights when I have insomnia. It's just invaluable. And whenever I get a spare moment during the day, you can pretty much find me watching the art YouTube community and all of the different videos from my favorite art YouTubers. If I'm not watching YouTube, I'm probably playing my HTC Vive. It is how I get my exercise most often. I go ahead and play like Beat Saber, and man, it can really get the blood pumping. I've been having a lot of fun lately drawing humans and just trying to improve my style with humanoid art. I also draw a lot of non-human art for the ARPG I'm part of, but doing human art is something that I do on my own time, and it's really fun. And the last thing on the list is s'mores parfaits, and I have a little backstory on this one. Back when I first moved in with my first husband, we'd just gotten married, we lived in Bellingham. It was the year 2000, and Dairy Queen had something called a s'mores galore parfait. This thing was awesome. It's kind of like their peanut buster parfait, except instead of peanuts, it has crunchy graham cracker pieces, and then added to the hot fudge over the ice cream, there's also like a marshmallow syrup, and it was the best thing ever. And then they got rid of it, and I haven't had it in what year is it? I haven't had it in almost 20 years. But recently, Dairy Queen brought in these s'mores blizzards. So they have all of the pieces to make the s'mores galore parfait. So every time I go to Dairy Queen, I have them make me a special order of the old s'mores galore parfait, and it costs a little extra on top of the price of like the peanut butter parfait because they have to add the extra stuff in. But I don't care. It's been 20 years. I love this thing. I'm so happy right now, you guys. Okay, on to my current hates. Hate is a pretty strong word, but I needed something to fit in the space that kind of went with faves. Faves and hates. I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything better. So, topping the list, we have Old Town Road. It's kind of a joke one to start off with. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I really dislike it, so I thought I'd put that in there. Fake friends makes the list right now. Leaving the house. That one's a little bit extreme, but really it's just I want to be at home getting my stuff done, and having to go run errands or do anything outside of the house usually just gets in the way of what I want to be doing at home. There are exceptions, of course. I'll be happy about leaving the house if I get to do something pretty fun, but even then it's kind of like, but I want to be working. The next one is missing family, and part of that is because it's summertime, which means the girls go and visit their dad, and I only get to see them a few times over the summer, so that always bums me out, but it's always fun when they come back, and then we're happy to see each other again. And then there's insomnia. Man, I've been having real trouble sleeping lately. I'll be staying up till 4 a.m., guys. It's the worst. And going hand in hand with that is the anxiety. Yay! So I have been diagnosed with anxiety several years ago, and it's still an issue for me, but it kind of comes and goes, and sometimes I have it more under control than other times. And lately it's just been really up there. And last but not least, we have Windows auto updates. I put this on because this just recently happened. Windows asked me if I wanted to update, and I clicked the little thing that said, hey, let me schedule a time, and it didn't bring up a window or anything. So I just figured, okay, it'll probably ask me again later. No, what it did is it shut down my computer that night after I left my computer, and luckily I had saved everything, and my Paint Tool SAI doesn't autosave, so I didn't lose any artwork. But what did happen is that it messed with the drivers or something, the display for my VR system, and I can't get my VR working currently. And I'm gonna have to do a bunch of research to try and figure out what's wrong and how to fix it so that I can play my VR again. And it's a pain. Dang you, Windows updates. So that's it for my lists of faves and hates, and the other thing I have on here is just a little bit of information about me personally. I'm an INFP. I'm an Xennial, which is that weird micro generation in between Gen X and Millennials. I am a Pisces, and I'm from the United States. So that is my updated Meet the Artist tag for 2019. I think I improved quite a bit from last year. What do you guys think? Do any of you have an artwork that you redraw each year to see how much you've improved? Do any of you want to fight me about Old Town Road? So that's it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.